Imagine this. You've just come home after a long day, craving peace and a sense of belonging. But the house is silent. It's just you and your thoughts. In that moment, does being alone feel empowering? Or does it echo with loneliness? So many of us rush through life seeking comfort in the company of others, yet still feel a lingering emptiness. We're taught that happiness comes from the outside, from social circles and relationships. But what if the real key to fulfillment is already within us, waiting to be discovered? This video is all about unlocking that inner strength to thrive on your own terms. We'll dive deep into how solitude can become your greatest ally, transforming loneliness into self-love and self-reliance. Imagine the power of feeling whole, independent, and at peace even in an empty room. That's the journey we're about to embark on, and trust me, it's one that will change everything. Before we kick off, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of wisdom and growth. And here's a quick exercise to start aligning with this new mindset. Comment below, "I am strong, whole, and complete." Just by writing it down, you're taking the first step toward attracting balance, strength, and harmony into your life. Let's dive in. The true power of solitude. Solitude often gets a bad reputation. Society tends to equate being alone with being lonely. But the truth is, solitude can be one of life's most transformative gifts. In these quiet, unfiltered moments with ourselves, we have a unique opportunity to connect deeply with who we are, beyond the noise, the expectations, and the roles we play for others. Embracing solitude allows us to step away from distractions and ask ourselves the meaningful questions. What do I truly value? What are my goals? What brings me peace? When we learn to cherish time alone, we gain a sense of emotional independence. Instead of constantly seeking validation from others, we begin to nurture our self-worth from within. This internal strength makes us more resilient, capable of handling challenges on our own terms. It's like building a foundation that no one else can shake. Imagine solitude as a tool that sharpens your focus, deepens your understanding, and empowers you to grow without boundaries. It's a space where you can reflect, heal, and even ignite your creativity. Many of history's most influential thinkers, writers, philosophers, and leaders have discovered the profound benefits of solitude, crediting it as the source of their wisdom and insight. So rather than fearing those quiet moments, we can start seeing solitude as a personal sanctuary, a space to cultivate inner peace and clarity. When you embrace the true power of solitude, you're not just alone, you're deeply connected with the one person who will be with you for a lifetime: yourself. The modern pressure to avoid solitude. In today's hyper-connected world, solitude often feels like a forgotten art. Society tells us that a busy social life filled with connections, followers, and events is the key to success and happiness. From a young age, we're taught that being popular, constantly surrounded by friends, or being in a relationship signifies worthiness. As a result, the idea of being alone can be terrifying, even though it's a natural and necessary part of human life. Social media amplifies this pressure. Every day we're bombarded with images and stories of people seemingly surrounded by friends, enjoying perfect relationships or living bustling lives. It's easy to feel like something is wrong with us if we're not constantly part of a crowd or in the loop. The fear of missing out, or FOMO, takes hold, making solitude appear undesirable, or worse, as if it's a sign of failure. This leads many to seek out company just to avoid the discomfort of being alone with their thoughts. This social pressure to avoid solitude creates dependency on external validation. People often find themselves in unfulfilling relationships or keep busy with superficial connections just to avoid facing their own inner worlds. But this only fuels a cycle of insecurity. Relying on others for happiness and self-worth can leave us feeling empty when the social noise fades, forcing us to confront a sense of loneliness that runs deeper than physical isolation. Yet solitude isn't a flaw, it's an opportunity. By challenging the societal pressure to avoid it, we can begin to redefine our relationship with alone time. Solitude offers the chance to connect with our true selves, free from comparison or the need for constant validation. It's in these quiet moments that we can find peace, self-awareness, and ultimately, lasting contentment. Overcoming the fear of being alone. The fear of being alone runs deep for many, often stemming from a belief that our worth is tied to our relationships or social interactions. Being alone can feel unsettling, as it forces us to face ourselves without distraction, confronting thoughts and emotions that we might normally avoid. However, learning to overcome this fear is key to building a stronger, more self-reliant identity. By embracing solitude instead of fearing it, we can start cultivating resilience and inner peace. The first step in overcoming this fear is reframing what it means to be alone. Instead of seeing it as isolation, we can view it as a gift of time with ourselves, a space to nurture personal growth and reconnect with our inner voice. This shift in mindset allows us to start enjoying our own company. Think of it as a relationship with yourself. Just like any other relationship, it requires attention, care, and patience. A practical approach to reducing the discomfort of being alone is to start with small steps. Spend an afternoon doing something you love, reading, walking in nature, or trying a new hobby, entirely on your own. Gradually, you'll find that these solo experiences become moments of joy rather than anxiety. With each positive experience, your confidence in your ability to be alone will grow. Another powerful method is mindfulness. Practices like meditation or journaling can help us become comfortable with our thoughts and emotions, teaching us to observe them without judgment. When we confront our feelings openly, they become less overwhelming. In time, these practices can transform solitude into a sanctuary of reflection and renewal. Overcoming the fear of being alone isn't about shutting out the world. It's about discovering the peace and strength that already exist within us. By facing this fear, we empower ourselves to thrive independently and to bring a fuller, more authentic self into every relationship and experience in life. The art of self-care is a practice in solitude. Self-care is more than just pampering. It's an intentional act of nurturing ourselves, both physically and emotionally. Practicing self-care in solitude allows us to focus on our needs and desires without external influence, making it a powerful tool for personal growth. In these moments of solitude, we're free to explore what genuinely rejuvenates and uplifts us, whether it's a quiet evening with a book, a long bath, or a hobby that feeds our soul. This practice transforms alone time from mere isolation into a fulfilling, restorative experience. The beauty of self-care and solitude is that it helps us reconnect with ourselves in a world that often pulls us in 1,000 directions. By setting aside time just for us, we cultivate a relationship with our inner self. We can ask, "What do I need right now?" and follow through with actions that prioritize our well-being. This builds self-awareness and reinforces our sense of self-worth, reminding us that we're deserving of our own care and attention. A big part of this practice is creating routines or rituals that anchor us in the present. For example, setting aside Sunday mornings to enjoy a slow breakfast, journal, or meditate can become a cherished ritual. Or dedicating a night each week to unplug from screens and read or reflect can offer a much-needed mental reset. These practices of self-care aren't about luxury. They're about building sustainable habits that keep us grounded. Through self-care and solitude, we learn to find joy and peace in our own presence. It's an art of self-compassion and kindness that ultimately makes us more resilient, balanced, and whole. Embracing this form of self-care shows that being alone isn't about lacking companionship. It's about fully honoring and enjoying the companionship we can have with ourselves. Curating a meaningful social circle. Building a meaningful social circle isn't about having a large number of connections. It's about cultivating relationships that truly enrich our lives. Often, we surround ourselves with people out of habit, convenience, or social expectations, but not all relationships add value. Taking time to intentionally curate a circle of genuine, supportive friends helps us find companionship without compromising our well-being or independence. The first step in curating a meaningful social circle is evaluating current relationships. Are there friendships that drain more than they uplift? Are there connections you maintain out of a sense of obligation or guilt? Letting go of unfulfilling relationships can be challenging, but it's essential for creating space for those who genuinely support and inspire you. Surrounding yourself with people who respect your boundaries, encourage your growth, and value your well-being leads to a more positive and balanced life. A practical approach is to focus on quality over quantity. Instead of trying to maintain many superficial friendships, invest deeply in a few that bring joy and positivity. These are the friends who listen, who make an effort, and who show up when it matters. They celebrate your successes and offer comfort in times of hardship. Such relationships give us the freedom to be ourselves, unfiltered and authentic. Finally, don't hesitate to seek out new connections with people who share your values and interests. Joining groups or communities that align with your passions, whether it's a book club, a hiking group, or a professional network, can introduce you to like-minded people. A meaningful social circle isn't just a network. It's a source of mutual support, growth, and understanding. By curating such relationships, you create a community that adds richness to your life without detracting from the independence and peace you've cultivated in solitude. Finding joy in new experiences. Exploring new experiences is one of the best ways to find joy and expand our understanding of ourselves. Whether it's trying out a solo activity, traveling to a new place, or learning a new skill, each unfamiliar experience can add depth and excitement to life. These moments push us beyond our comfort zones, challenging us to grow and discover strengths we may not have known we had. One of the most rewarding aspects of embracing new experiences is the opportunity for self-discovery. When we step into the unknown, we're faced with situations that require us to adapt, problem solve, and sometimes even confront our fears. For example, dining out or going to the movies alone might feel uncomfortable at first, but these small acts of independence build confidence and resilience. Over time, the discomfort fades, replaced by a sense of accomplishment and pride. Traveling solo is another powerful way to find joy in new experiences. Being in a new environment without familiar people encourages us to interact with locals, embrace new cultures, and make decisions based entirely on our own preferences. These experiences can be transformative, allowing us to see ourselves from a new perspective and find joy in the freedom that solo exploration brings. Even on a smaller scale, trying a new hobby or taking a class alone can bring a fresh sense of purpose and fulfillment. Each experience, whether big or small, becomes a part of our journey, teaching us more about who we are and what we enjoy. Ultimately, finding joy in new experiences is about being open and curious, willing to embrace life in all its variety. Each adventure, challenge, and small victory in unfamiliar territory reminds us that joy is not just found in comfort. It's often waiting just outside our usual boundaries. Developing new skills to boost confidence. Learning new skills is a powerful way to build confidence and independence. Each time we acquire a new ability, whether it's cooking, fixing something around the house, or even a creative pursuit like painting, we're expanding our toolkit for life. This process not only boosts our sense of self-reliance, but also reminds us that we're capable of growth and adaptation. One of the great benefits of skill building is the sense of accomplishment it brings. Mastering a new skill, no matter how simple, gives us a reason to feel proud of ourselves. For example, learning to cook a favorite dish from scratch not only saves money but also feels rewarding every time you prepare it. Or consider something like changing a car tire. Many view it as a daunting task, but once you've done it, you'll always have that confidence in your back pocket. These seemingly small achievements reinforce our ability to handle challenges independently. Learning practical skills like basic repairs, budgeting, or even digital literacy equips us for everyday situations, helping us feel prepared rather than overwhelmed. Additionally, exploring creative skills such as writing, photography, or gardening can provide a valuable emotional outlet, offering both relaxation and a sense of personal accomplishment. Setting monthly skill goals can keep the process fun and manageable. You might decide to learn a new recipe, practice basic first aid, or even try public speaking in front of friends. Breaking down skills into small, achievable goals allows you to celebrate progress regularly, which fuels motivation and self-assurance. Each new skill added to your repertoire builds not just your knowledge, but also your belief in your own capability. Over time, this self-confidence spills over into other areas of life, empowering you to take on challenges and pursue your goals with a renewed sense of courage and independence. Embracing inner peace through reflection. In a fast-paced world filled with distractions, finding inner peace can feel elusive. Reflection, however, offers a powerful pathway to cultivating calm and clarity within. By setting aside moments to genuinely reflect on our thoughts, actions, and emotions, we create a space for understanding and growth. Reflection isn't about dwelling on mistakes or regrets. It's about observing our experiences, learning from them, and building a deeper connection with ourselves. One of the simplest ways to start this practice is through journaling. Writing down your thoughts and feelings allows you to release emotions, understand patterns, and gain insight into what truly matters. You may find that reflecting on positive experiences, challenges, or even small daily interactions can reveal valuable lessons and moments of gratitude. Over time, journaling becomes a mirror, helping you see yourself with greater honesty and compassion. Meditation is another transformative tool for reflection. By sitting in silence and focusing on the present, we learn to observe our thoughts without judgment. This practice trains us to let go of stress and anxious thoughts, bringing a sense of calm to the mind and body. With regular meditation, even just a few minutes each day, we cultivate a stable, peaceful mind, capable of facing life's challenges with resilience and clarity. Reflection also helps us recognize and celebrate personal growth. As we become more mindful of our journey, we see how far we've come and the strengths we've gained along the way. Each lesson learned, each moment of stillness becomes a stepping stone toward greater inner peace. Ultimately, embracing inner peace through reflection enriches our lives, grounding us in a sense of purpose and self-awareness. It empowers us to move forward with a heart full of gratitude and a mind at ease, knowing that the path to peace is always within reach. A real-life journey of embracing solitude. Let's take the story of Anna, a young professional who once feared solitude and filled her life with constant social interactions. To her, loneliness was something to avoid, and being alone was a sign of weakness or lack of fulfillment. She spent her days in meetings, her evenings at social gatherings, and her weekends packed with plans. Whenever she had an empty evening, she'd scroll through her contacts, reaching out to anyone available. Her calendar was a patchwork of people and events carefully curated to leave no room for solitude. But this all changed when Anna faced a breakup that left her emotionally raw and uncertain. It was the first time she felt completely alone, and instead of resisting it, she decided to embrace it. Initially, Anna struggled. Sitting with her thoughts was uncomfortable and the silence around her felt heavy. But over time, she began to find moments of relief and clarity in her solitude. To process her emotions, she started journaling, writing down every fear, hope, and memory that surfaced. The act of writing helped her confront past disappointments and fears that she'd been too busy to acknowledge. Journaling became a mirror, showing her truths about herself, her choices, and her life path. Through this practice, she began to see solitude not as a void, but as a sanctuary for self-reflection and growth. Anna then started challenging herself with solo activities, stepping out of her comfort zone little by little. She decided to take a solo trip, a weekend away in a quiet town where she didn't know anyone. She spent her days wandering, reading, and dining alone. Surprisingly, she felt an unexpected sense of peace and freedom. For the first time, she experienced the joy of doing things purely for herself, without any outside validation or need to please others. Her confidence grew as she discovered her ability to enjoy her own company. With each solo experience, Anna noticed profound shifts in her mindset. She no longer felt compelled to fill every hour with company or activities. Her choices became more aligned with her true values, and she found herself drawn to deeper, more meaningful connections rather than superficial ones. She developed a newfound respect for her own boundaries and learned to say no to relationships that drained her energy. Anna's journey reveals the transformative power of solitude. What began as an intimidating experience became her path to self-awareness, inner strength, and independence. By embracing solitude, she discovered that her happiness and fulfillment were within her control, waiting for her all along. Her story is a reminder that sometimes the most profound connections we can make are with ourselves, and from there, true peace and resilience emerge. Embracing solitude isn't about isolation. It's about discovering the strength, peace, and fulfillment that come from within. When we learn to find comfort in our own company, we unlock a new level of independence and resilience that enriches every part of our lives. Solitude gives us the space to reflect, grow, and understand who we are at our core, without the noise of the outside world. So as you journey toward self-discovery, remember, true happiness isn't found in constant connection, but in the quiet moments of self-reflection and inner peace. By embracing solitude, you're choosing a path of self-love, clarity, and empowerment. Here's to finding joy and strength in the one relationship that lasts a lifetime, the one with yourself. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss content that inspires growth and self-discovery. Thank you for watching.